So hello class, welcome back to the part 2 of the economics, the ongoing lesson, that is the story of a village of Palampur. And sorry for the disruption because I have just quitted in the midst of the lesson, in the midst of the ongoing lesson, because I got a call from one courier. Anyway, so we'll continue the rest of the part and we will finish it today because only 4 slides or the only 4 PPTs are remaining. Anyway, so this is a kind of a small information. If you have any query, you can doubt, you can hit me up, you can ask me anytime. So I think this we have completed. We have seen, yes, we have seen. Uh, we have understood that how the story of village. What are the methods? What are the ill effects? Will the land sustains? And we have also seen that there are the small fragmentations of lands because of the inequalities, right? So it means we can see. So let us continue from here. So it means from here we can see that there are the number of small. There are the large number of small fragments of land which belongs to the a small group of farmers, or which belongs to the the more large amount of population, and the big patch of land or the big portion of lands belongs to the population of the village who are in the majority. That is, we have learned that is the 80 families are of the majority, they belong from the higher class. So by this picture, by this graphics, we can clearly got the idea that the distribution of land resource was not good. The distribution of land resource was not good, and that's why there is the inequalities exist in this village, and also inequality exists in our current Indian society, or I can say in the current Indian rural system. Okay, so I can directly see that there is the distribution of land resources not good, and this what usually happens, and this what, and because of this, the economy of the village sector, the economics of the agricultural sector in the village is slightly differs, or slightly goes up and down. So let us see. So distribution of land resource. So in Palampur, together there are 450 families we have seen, right? Now the 150 families are the landless, or I have said that they are how many, they compromise the 1 by third of the number, right? So 1 by third of 450 is the 150. So the 150 families are the landless. Out of these 240 families cultivable only small plot of lands. It means the majority of the population, that is the 240 families who are more in number, but they cultivate the small plot of land, or they are having the land which is less than the 2 hectares in size. Okay, and the 60 families who are the medium and the large farmers, they cultivate more than the 2 hectares of land. So I can clearly see that, or we usually see in the agriculture sector, or in the in the rural sector, that there is the uneven distribution of land, or the distribution of land resources is not good, because the 240 families having the very small plot of land, or the land which is the just less than the 2 hectares, and also we have 150 families who are landless, and the majority of the families, that is the 60 families, having the those who claim themselves as the medium farmers or the large scale farmers, they are having the more than the 2 hectares of land. So I have just placed one this pie chart here. You can see that if I consider this number of farmers, so you can see that this 80% population, this this 80% consists, right? This 80% consists the farmers, this 80% consists the number of farmers. It means these are the pie chart of the majority of the population, that is the 240 of the families, and the 150 families altogether. And only the 20%, that is out of 100%, only 20% have the 60 families who are claim themselves the medium or the large farmers. And they are, you can see, they cultivate, they cultivate the more than the 64%. It means they are having the big piece of land, and these 240 families are only doing cultivation in the rest of the 36%. So again it shows that there is the uneven distribution, or the not a proper amount of distribution of land resource was there. I can definitely say by this pie chart that the 80% of the population who are majority in the number, right, they don't have the much land, right? They only have the 20% of the land. Okay, and if I talk about the cultivated area, the 64% of the cultivated area has been done by the that is the 60 families, and the rest of the 240 families, they do cultivation in the 36%. Okay, so it means we can say the distribution of land resources is not good. Now the question is, if they will do the cultivation, and if there is a land, and if they will do the agriculture, now who will provide the labor? Who will provide the labor? The thing is very clear that the small farmers, along with their families, cultivate in their own lands. Those who are the small farmers, they do not have the much amount, they do not have the much capital, right? All because they have this small piece of land, so they will not go here and there, right? They will do cultivation in their own farmland. वो क्या करेंगे? वो तो अपने खेत में ही काम कर लेंगे along with their families, and they will produce such amount so that they can feed themselves, and if in case if it got increased from their expected amount, they will sell in the market, right, to save their savings, to earn the earnings. यानी अगर जो small farmers है, they will do the farming in their own cultivate in their own lands. और अगर in case अगर वो कुछ उनकी crops उनसे कुछ ज़्यादा हो गई, एक दो मान लो एक 50 kg या 20 kg ज़्यादा हो गई, so they will either sell it or they will store it in the case of emergency. now so we can say that who will provide the labor, यानी लेबर करने के लिए अब हमें प्रोडक्शन जो करनी है, खेती करनी है, उसमें लेबर कौन देगा? तो वी कैन से द स्मॉल फार्मर्स तो आएंगे नहीं, राइट? द मीडियम लार्ज फार्मर्स विल हायर फार्म लेबर्स टू वर्क ऑन देयर families. It means now the medium or the large farmers who have the 60 families who are owning the large scale of lands or large plot of lands, they will what do? They will do the hire the laborers, right? They will hire the laborers to do the cultivation on their field. और वो hire कहाँ से करेंगे, right? From where they will hire? They will hire from the families who do not have the landless, or the families who have the small plot of land. ये उन लोगों से हायर करेंगे जो दलित्स थे, जो एससीज थे, जिनके पास जमीन ही नहीं थी, those who are not having the land at all, or maybe they are having the very small plot of land less than the 2 hectares because they need a money, right? उनको भी अपनी खेत में खेती, अगर if they are having the small plot of land and if they want to do the cultivation in their village, they need a money to purchase the seeds, they need a money to purchase the tractor, they need a money to do the irrigation. So they have the option that either that they will do the they will provide the labors to the family of the medium farmers or the large farmers, and also the large farmers and the medium farmers, they need to gain their revenue, they need to gain their amount high and high. So वो क्या करेंगे? वो hire करेंगे. From where they will hire? They will hire from the laborers laborers who are either landless or who are having the small plot of land. But unlike the farmers, farm laborers do not have a right over the crop grown on the lands, because the thing is यहाँ पे देखो, of course the high, medium or large scale farmers, they will hire the land farmers or the laborers to do cultivation, but they do not have the right. And if we see closely observe, they are they are giving the lot of hard work to on their farms, and they are the main source behind their cultivation, but they do not have the right over the crops because the land does not belong to them. The land does not belong to the them. Second thing, they worked on the daily wages. उनका एक तय भत्ता है, right? They worked on the daily wages, say 30 rupees per day, 60 rupees per day. Plus those who are landless, they do not have the food also, right? They do not have the food, so either they will work on the money or they will work for the one time or three times a meal a day. यानी दिन का 3 बार खाना दे दो, 2 बार खाना दे दो, वो आपके खेत में काम कर देंगे, खट देंगे और आपके खाम में लेबर कर देंगे. तो ये सारे करने के बावजूद उनके ऊपर हक नहीं रहता है, क्योंकि दे वर्कड ऑन सर्टेन कंडीशंस दैट आइदर दे विल गेट द मनी एज पर देयर वेज, आइदर दे विल गेट द food, or either they will get some crop. Yani suppose if I have the suppose they will work on the crops, and if the production goes 2 quintals, so being a middle class farmer or a high class farmer, I will give them the 5 kg or 8 kgs of wheat. मेरे ऊपर depend करता है. So on that conditions they work, right? So the question is, who will provide the labor? The small farmers mostly they will do the work, right? Medium farmers will hire, and the farm laborers, those who are the dalits or SCs, those who are landless people, or those who are the small farmers, if they need money, they will work on the medium farmers land or the large farmers land, right? So this is how the labor requirement fulfills in the village or fulfills in the agricultural sector, which practically talks about the रूरल सेक्टर ऑफ इंडिया, राइट? इस तरीके से हमारे जहाँ पे जो लेबर की जो नीड होती है, जो लेबर की डिमांड्स होती है, वो विलेज इलाके में और गांव इलाके में पूरी होती है। आई होप दिस इज अंडरस्टूड। Now let us see plight of farm laborers. What are their condition, right? As I said that they will, the landless farmer or the small scale farmers, they will do the they will plant the crop in the middle scale farmers or the large scale farmers, but you know their wage is not fixed because of the plight, because due to heavy competition for work among them, among the farm laborers in Palampur, so people agree to work for the lower wages in the village, because you can see that out of 450, 150 villages are the landless, right? They do not have the land. Rest 240 people are having the very small pieces of land, so they need a money, right? They need a money to buy the tools, they need a money to fulfill their stomach, and they need a money to fulfill their other expense. So there is a huge amount of competition going on, because the majority people are the landless or the small scale farmers. So the huge competition was going on, and they are ready to work at any cost, they are ready to work at any wage. However, the government have the fixed wage scheme, गवर्नमेंट ने फिक्स्ड वेज स्कीम लगा रखी है, पर क्या होता है गांव इलाके में इतनी भूखमरी होती है, इतने लोग जो लैंडलेस फार्मर्स होते हैं, जो कमज़ोर तबका होता है, वो दे आर सो हेल्पलेस that they are ready to work at any cost. So if I demand the 60 rupees, and if I am the landless, and if I demand 60 rupees per day, and if and if I getting the 50, I would ignore, then there might be other labor will come, other landless owner will come, and he will say that okay, मैं 50 rupees या 45 rupees में I am ready to do the work. So because of this competition, you know, the plight of farm laborers are very very poor. The condition are very very poor, because the competition is very very high, very very huge, right? So these are the, again, this is the one factor of the economy that they uh, that matters with the wage, that because of the high demand, because of the plight of farm laborers, the, in spite of having the proper amount of laborers, they do not get the their, you know, their proper wage, because either they are landless or they are having the small scale land. Now capital needed in farming. अब जो कैपिटल यहाँ बात कर रहे हैं, वी नीड अ कैपिटल, whether it's a physical capital, fixed capital or any capital, we need a capital. So how this capital fulfill in the farming sector, or how this capital fulfill in the agriculture sector, we will see. अब हम देखते हैं. So क्या होता है, if those who are the small scale farmers, it means those who are the, let us assume that 240 farmers है, they need to do the cultivation, they need to do the agriculture. So what they will do, they are not a well developed, they are not a well settled, so they need a farming so they need a money to do the farming, so they will borrow the money to arrange the capital, right? They will borrow the money to arrange the capital. Where they will borrow, they will borrow the money either from the money lenders or the traders who will supply for the cultivation. दो ही ऑप्शन बचता है, या तो मनी से ले लो, या तो मनी से ले लो, या फिर मनी लेंडर से ले लो, या फिर ट्रेडर से ले लो. तो यानी जो हमारे जो कमज़ोर तबका है, यानी दलित तो छोड़ ही दो, जो लैंडलेस फार्मर है फॉरगेट अबाउट इट, जो दोज हू आर द स्मॉल स्केल फार्मर्स, हर साल एवरी ईयर दे नीड टू डू समथिंग, आई मीन दे नीड टू डू something for their capital, they need to purchase some capital, either for the seeds, either for the irrigation, either for the tools, or either for the manures, pesticides, or anything, they need a money. So in this case what they will do, they will borrow the money for the farmers, I mean from the money lenders or the traders, right? Now in this case what the traders do, or what the money lenders do, they put a high percent rate of percent on such loan is very very high, and they put to get distress to repay the loan, right? They charge the high amount of rate percent, right? Whatever the money they will go, they will give, but the interest rate is very very high, and this put the farmers in a great distress, right? And in contrast, and if I talk about the large farmers, medium farmers, in contrast to the small farmers, the medium and the large farmers have their own savings from farming, and they are this able to arrange their capital needed, because these are the condition of the small farmers or the landless farmers, because they need to buy the capital, they need the capital, so they will borrow the money, they will, and the money will be charged at a very high rate. And if I talk about the middle class farmers or the high scale farmers, they are having the saving, right? They are having the saving, they are having the good amount of capitals, because once they have purchased the tractor, it is fixed. Once they have purchased the kind of a pump machine, it is fixed. It means they don't need to buy again and again, right? So it means, so they are, they will get more amount of profit, they will get the more amount of money. It means they are just enjoying the things, but the distress or the burden have put on the low scale farmers or the landless farmers, right? So this is the condition which what we face in the economic sector of the agriculture or the economic sector of the rural area. I hope this is clear. Now this is the last topic, that is the sale of surplus farm products, right? How the sale of surplus of farm products evolved, कैसे होता है? So for for this I would just like to tell you that wait, I have just made a draw. So let us consume that how this surplus means how much you are the crops or the products you have made, how it benefits you, right? What is the profit if you are doing the production, if you are doing the production for goods and services, how those goods and services going to benefit you? For this, let us assume first, with the with respect to the small farmers, right? Small farmers, or I can say the marginal farmers. let us assume this, इसको हम small और marginal farmers से की तरह से समझते हैं. सो देखो, अगर मैंने बोला इज ए स्मॉल मार्जिनल फार्मर से, ये क्या करेगा? दे विल डू द कल्टिवेशन इन देयर ओन लैंड. दे डू नॉट हैव द मच मनी टू टू हायर द लेबर्स, right? And if in the case they need some capital, they will borrow the money. So it means they are already in distress, their condition is already in pathetic, they are not good. So these small and marginal farmers, right, they will do cultivation in their own land. Or in case if the plantation or if the crops they have grown, अगर उसमें से कुछ ज़्यादा हो गया, if they get more, so they will sell in the market. They will either sell in the market or they will stored. They will either, what they will do, they will either sell in the market, they will stored. But in this condition also, will will their economic condition going to be good? Will their financial condition going to be good? No. Why? Because एक तो उनके पास खुद की जमीन थी, वो उसी में खट रहे थे, काम कर रहे थे. दूसरी केस में, if they want to buy a capital, they had they have purchased money from the money lenders, right? Already they are in distress. Or or if in case, if the production rate was high, agar if the production crops kuch zyada ho gaye, so either they will sell in the market because they have to repay the loan, they had to repay the loan interest. Or in case they have to store some food grains in case of emergency, in case of drought, or in case of flood, right? They need to save them, they need to save those earnings, right? So I can say that in this condition also, after the selling of surplus, after of the selling of their food, their economic condition is not going to be good or not going to be better. However, if I talk about the or the large scale big or large scale farmer, right? If I talk about the big or large scale farmers, what they will do, they are already having a saving, they are already having a saving, right? They already having a fixed capital, like tractors, like a pump machine, the irrigation system and all. Plus they will also give money to these small farmers, right? So it means they are having the good sale. Now they will purchase the hyv seed, right? They will purchase the hyv seeds. They will give the interest to the low farmers, right? Plus what they will do, they will hire a laborers, they will hire a laborers. So it means we can clearly assume that their production rate is very very high. Their production rate is very very high. It means their surplus rate is high, their surplus rate is high. The more they will get, the more they will use the high quality seeds, the more they will get the good equipments, more tools, right? The more they will give the loans. It means their income will be high, their crops will be high, they will sell again in the market, again they will get more savings, and hence they will keep it on their bank accounts. It means they will getting rich and richer, they will get rich and richer. And again the entire burden will come on these small farmers because they don't have any options. And also the most distant one is the landless farmers because they do not have the land and they have to work on the daily wages. So up to this, so here we are ending, and here we can understand that this is the economic system. This is an introduction of economics which is given in your book, that what is the economics existing in our village, in our rural area, in the agriculture sector. That जो मनी लेंडर से जो अमीर है, जो बिग स्केल फार्मर से, वो ज़्यादा फायदा उठाता है, उसको ज़्यादा उसके पास ऑप्शंस होते हैं, राइट। और जो लो फार्मर्स होते हैं, जो स्मॉल मार्जिनलाइज फार्मर्स होते हैं, दे कैन ओनली फीड देमसेल्व्स, राइट, दे डोंट हैव द ऑप्शन। And the most pathetic condition is the one who do not have the land. And by this we have understand that if we do the any kind of production of goods and services, we need a land, labor, physical capital, and the human capital. And if we do, and if we have this, we can do any kind of production and we can run our economy. And we have just seen the example of agricultural economy which exists in our society. So I hope this is all about the first lesson of this, the story of Palampur village, and we have completed. So thank you so much. I hope you have understood. If you have any doubt, you can simply message me or ping me. This is once again your educator Anup Singh signing off for today. So if you have any doubt, any query, hit me up on my email ID, or on my WhatsApp number. Till then, stay safe and stay healthy. Have a nice weekend ahead. And this is Anup Singh signing off for today. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you.